So when I started playing guitar as a wee lad, around 14 years old, I had a smattering of guitar lessons. I had Guitar for the Practicing Musician, which had tablature in it. That was a big deal. Guitar Player magazine, and a smattering of information from buddies that played guitar and that sort of thing. Now, what I found, however, that moved the needle the most for me was learning songs. Learning songs from scratch in conjunction with a smattering of music theory. What I mean by a smattering of music theory is a lot of people get scared about music theory, but just like some basic knowledge like chord forms, basic ideas about the key of a song and what that means, what the key of a song means actually, and some bits about scales and that sort of thing. So no matter what anybody tells you when they're playing, they're saying they don't know music theory. Of course they do. They know music theory because they know patterns, okay? And that counts as music theory. So what I found that what moved the needle the most for me, the thing that gave me the most massive gains was learning songs. And the reason that is because as I had that smattering of music theory, just the basics, I was able to apply things like the tonal center. Like in this particular tune, right? I'm playing this with the capo at the 2nd fret, but I'm starting it off on what we would think is an E minor here. It's really an F sharp minor because we're capoed, but thinking about it like an E minor, and then there's a C chord, and then a G chord, and then like a D/F sharp. So, you can come up with this and understand this stuff as you're playing it because you can see the patterns right underneath your fingers. And so not only are you going to get the information of the key and then understanding what the key means and how often you're going to the tonal center, which is the one of a key, but then you're also learning the rhythmic structure, you're learning what chords are being played, and you're learning how the guitar player might be working with those chords to add other parts and what have you. Now, why is that valuable? Why is that so powerful? Well, what I've learned is that by association, we learn. If we don't have that association, it's not going to mean much to us, right? So take someone who wants to learn Spanish. If you just really want to learn Spanish, but you don't have any Spanish friends, you're not in any Spanish-speaking countries, you're most likely going to not continue to speak Spanish unless you're using it in some way because you have nothing to associate it to, right? But if you have a buddy that speaks Spanish, or if you're reading a Spanish book, or you go visit a Spanish-speaking country, then you have a reason to use it, and your mind says, hey, hold on to this information, you're going to be using it, and you'll be sharpening those skills. Same thing is true when we're learning songs. With that being said, I am starting a series where I'm teaching these songs, and this is going to be the first of many songs. The song that you heard earlier is a song called Kids by MGMT, and I put this song on YouTube a few years ago, and people absolutely loved it, and everybody was asking me for the tab, which I didn't tab it out. Luckily, one of my students did, and they put it up on Ultimate Guitar, and I just pointed to there now. But And that's great. If you're learning a song just through tab, that's great. But if you don't have that little bit of theory to go along with it, then you don't have the association to bring the two together. And once those two things come together, now you're able to take all of that information and it's going to make sense in every single song that you play. Even though they may not be playing the exact same chords, you're going to start seeing those patterns appear. And all of a sudden, it's going to spark ideas, whereas before it didn't. So if you're just learning a song through tablature and you don't understand what you're playing, it's like, yeah, you can sound exactly like the original guitar player. But if you go to use some of those ideas in another song, you most likely are not going to bring them with you because there is no association. So with that being said, I'm really excited about these lessons that I'm going to be doing. They're going to be deep dive lessons, and I'll be sharing them with you here on YouTube, but then you'll have access to be able to go in further with this, okay? And so with this particular piece, Kids by MGMT, I have a series called How to Break Down a Finger Picking Piece. And so essentially what it's going to do is it's going to pull you through understanding this song where you're learning just the bass line, and you're gonna understand the chords that are associated with it, and then it's gonna take you through learning the melody. And then we're gonna learn to put the melody and the bass part at the same time, measure by measure, but you're gonna be learning all of this information as we go on. With all that said, friends, I have this available for you right now during this promotion for $1. You'll also get access to the Unstoppable Guitar System. We'll put that link below. And if it's after the promotion, you'll still have access to the course. It'll look a little differently, but just click on that link. But friends, I'm really excited about this. I want you to join me for this journey, and I'm gonna have several ways that you can do this, and I'm gonna be doing it with many different pieces of music. And I promise you, if you take this journey with me, it's literally the thing that's gonna move the needle the most for you, all right? So join me with this. Thanks so much for watching.